Hey, what's going on, guys? So last year, when the Nintendo Switch Online came out with the Nintendo 64, Retro Fighters came out with a version of their 64 Brawler controller for the Switch that utilized basically connectivity through a USB. Since then, they have recently just come out with a Bluetooth version. This works for the Switch and the PC. I will be testing this on the Switch today because my PC, I'm not a very big PC gamer, but I want to see how this thing holds up compared to the other one. Like I said, it's Bluetooth connectability, so you should just be able to go right out of the box and hook straight up to it. I get the feeling that it's going to be just as awesome as last time, but let's go on this adventure together. Let's unbox one of these guys and test it out with the Switch Online. So like I said, Retro Fighters sent me both of these for free for review, but the views are my own, so you know, I'm not gonna lie to you. The cool thing is, I don't know if this was on purpose or not, but when I reviewed the Brawler like a long time ago, I personally used the turquoise one because I love the turquoise one, and that's what they sent me. They sent me that, and then they have the original, where it's actually kind of different. The original one, the USB one, had like the buttons to match the colors. This one's like all the same gray, which I think is kind of cool. But anyway. Once again, I'm going to use the turquoise boys. I think this is the coolest. So I'm going to set this one aside. But, you know, I do want to open this together. The one with the USB that I got last year, I was just moving into my new house, so I didn't get to do this unboxing bit of it. So let's see what you got. You know, of course, you open up the box. You get a box within a box. And so inside you get this, that, and the other. So you have your... Please allow a minimum of 2 hours of charging before use, so I'll go ahead and do that here in a second, then get back to filming. Here's all of the different LEDs, what it talks about. How to pair, inputs, gamepad reset. It talks about battery life, looks like it's approximately 10 hours between recharges. Compatible with the Switch and the PC. What is the default button layout? It's the default button layout for the Nintendo Switch Online. Basically, to switch to Pro Controller layout, simply press the swap button. So that's kind of interesting. You can use it as a Pro Controller. I'm going to have social media, etc., notes you can take. How do I awaken the Switch system? Simply press the home button to awaken the Switch system. So that's pretty cool. I guess this thing will double as a Pro Controller. Here's the controller. So, wow, this is really heavy. That's something I like. I really like that, actually. Very heavy. Very nice. The joystick feels good. The triggers feel... The shoulder buttons are clicky. The triggers are not clicky, but they do feel responsive. They both, of course, map to Z for playing the 64. D-pad feels okay. I'm trying to think. I think there might be a couple games where I like to use the D-pad on the 64. Looks like you have the share button, the home button, the minus button... and the start button, I guess, would be the plus, and that's the swap button, I imagine. Actually, it should say it in the directions. 19, yep, is the swap button. So that's what switches it between like a Pro Controller and a non-Pro Controller. So anyway, without further ado, let's kind of check this thing out. What I'll do is I'll jump on a couple 64 games like last time and just let you know what I think about it, how it feels. So, I have the controller, obviously, plugged in now, and it's cool. It registers as the Nintendo 64 controller that you can, buy on Nintendo's website, although, it's pretty hard to get. But one thing I thought was interesting is, right now, I'm going to press the Switch button, that button that switches it from a N64 controller to a Pro Controller, and you see it kind of desyncs, and I thought this was kind of cool. It comes back as a Pro Controller. So it legitimately changes the button layout. So, the triggers are both Z or now the LZ and the RZ. But you can go through and switch it back. It's really neat. I thought that was kind of cool. So it really is legitimately, you press the button and it reprograms the buttons, so you can kind of jump into it how you'd want to. So I'm going to go back and let's test out some Nintendo 64 games. I just want to try it with a couple things. Like I said before, when I was reviewing the other version, the version that uses the USB, I like this controller feel because, the regular Nintendo 64 controller is definitely cool, definitely nostalgic, but, it just feels you know, weird compared to nowadays when we're so used to regular, you know, quote unquote regular controllers. And that's what this is it's set up like a pro controller, so it feels more natural. Will I, you know, admit to the fact that it does feel kind of strange to play like a Mario Kart like this? A little bit. But, you know, I mostly play with my pro controller anyway, so it's not too different. And plus, you know, the joystick is in those grooves. Um, that so it has like the same kind of grooves that you would have on a 64 controller. But as for playing this game, so far, it feels really great. So you have two triggers, right? Your left hand Z is the one that acts as like a regular Z, but the right hand Z actually opens up the suspend menu, which is kind of cool. But then L and R work properly. The one thing I do want to test out, I mean, I'm just going to play this just for a little bit, just to kind of check it out. I mean, so far it feels great. You know, not that it's much of a challenge. If you saw, I just kind of pressed A to get through the settings. I'm actually playing on like 50cc, so like everyone's going to be really easy. So it's not really like a caliber of like, what have you. But still, so that's pretty controls pretty well. Anyway, like I said, you know, Mario Kart is a good is a good you know, standby to test these things on. But I want to see something real quick. I'm going to go to the game selection. I'm going to go over to Zelda. And I'm going to do this because in the first iteration, the C buttons were not mapped properly out of the box. You had to update it. And I don't imagine it's going to have the same issue because, you know, this is the updated version. But, you know, I would be remiss if I didn't actually try it. So, let's see. I have 2 items here. Can you get a third this early? I don't think so. But let's just see. So, I press the down C button and down C. Press the Z targeting. Works, of course. Right C button. So, those worked pretty well. It is kind of cool playing Zelda with like a regular kind of controller. I mean, I know that you could do that with oh, you know what? You can. There we go. Get the camera behind me. All right. So looking around, up C works properly. I have not played Ocarina of Time in a while. I love this game. I'd really love. You know, I really think I should probably sit down and replay this game one day. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get another C item just to say that I tested all of them. You can open a door by standing in front of it and pressing the A button. Pay attention to what the action icon says. Oh, Navi, you crazy goof. Everyone sure does love you. Alright. Come on, spit your seeds at me, boy. Bim. Man, okay. Give you a clue, let me go. So, yeah, this is the last little test of the C buttons. Like I said, the other ones all work now, which that was a big deal. I know like down C worked fine, and maybe left, but you know I've tested now down, right, and up, and they all seem to work perfect. So you know, let's just get the old ye olden slang shot and test out the last one. It should be perfect, I would imagine. I'm sure there's probably another game I could have thrown on here to do this, but whatever. I'm already right here, and there's a gold sculptula up yonder that I'm gonna grab. Press C to take it out. As you hold it, you can aim down. Oh man, I forgot how much conversation they had. My God, in these games. I get it. I know. All right, let me equip this bad boy. Billy doo, billy doo, billy doo. Here we go. Well, I mean, I already know it works because I had to press the button to to equip it, and it just went right on it. So that's cool. A little tiny treasure chesty here. I don't know. Now I'm just playing. Now I'm just playing for the fun of it. Got a recovery heart. Thank you. There should be a gold sculptula down here somewhere, right? Well, here we go. It works. All the C buttons work. Fantastic. That's great. Although I forgot, can you change? Because like it's non-inverted right now, which is the way the game is supposed to be. But I wonder if you can change that. maybe not. I mean, that would be like a setting in the game. I don't know. Something to look into. But while we're here, I'm just going to create a little point. A little savey point. Just, oh, creates a spin point. Bam. I don't know. One more game to try. What would be a cool one? Gang. Mario 64, it uses the C buttons a lot to manipulate the camera. So that would be cool. Plus, kind of give me a feel for the joystick a little bit more. Yeah, this will probably just be the last little guy we do. Yep, can I skip any of this? Man, they really wanted you to know the plot back then, didn't they? You crazy kids with your zany snacks. But hey, look, if you look in the upper left corner at my little avatar picture, you see that it has the 64 controller, which, if you didn't know, all of the game, the NSO things, if you use their proper controller, the Super Nintendo, the Genesis, or the, what do you call it, the 64 controller, it'll put it next to your guy, and also it changes some of the sound effects and the colors sometimes, which is pretty neat. So I just thought that was interesting little tidbit to throw out. But let me jump out of the pipe as Mario. It's funny, the last time I played this level was not in Mario, but it's actually in Halo Infinite in the Forge. Someone recreated this. Well, moves pretty good. Camera works both ways. This should zoom me out. That should zoom me in. So the C buttons do everything. It yeah, you know, it looks and feels right. And old, yeah. Thank you, Laku Brothers. Laku, why did I say Laku? Yeah, it works great. You know, this controller feels really good, and I am for it. Plus, the fact that it's just Bluetooth connected right away, didn't have to do anything crazy with it, is awesome. You know, the feel obviously feels great. I said that several times. But yeah, on the whole, I think this is a controller definitely worth checking out, especially because the 64 controller itself is pretty much unavailable on Nintendo's website. They're always sold out. So, you know, if you're interested in actually being able to play these games with something at least akin to a 64 controller, this is gonna have to be the way you go. But also, I kind of think it's the recommended way to go, in my personal opinion. I think it's very comfortable, very nice to use, and you know, the 10-hour battery life is pretty appealing as well. So, hey, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below. I think this thing is pretty cool. So, what do you guys think? Personally, I think it's just as good as last time, maybe even a little better. I like the idea of just being able to connect it straight to, without having to have the USB. I mean, really, realistically, you could use it now in tabletop mode, if you're using the kickstand or whatever. But, like I said, let me know what you guys think down below. And thanks again, Retro Fighters, for sending this to me. It's awesome to just get random stuff like this in the mail and be able to check it out. So, once again, let me know what you guys think down below, if you're planning on getting something like this, or if this is something that maybe interests you. Hey, that's going to do it for us today, guys. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't, please do. That would be awesome. As always, my friends, take it easy.